This week we're going to take a look at Olivia Hyes Egoist MV, which will be the last solo MV analysis of the YYXY unit. So let's get right into it. The MV has black borders and the moon in the logo animation is black as well. Olivia Hyes' color is quite difficult to pinpoint since she is shown with the color black, but then the color of her CD is silver. So in my opinion her color is more so a spectrum of colors. In this case, the spectrum of colors in between white and black, more so than it just being black or silver. Also remember the fact that black is the subcolor of Jinsoul, so the two of them having the same assigned color would be a little strange. Generally speaking, I would say that while the other YYXY members' solo MVs take place before the Love4eva MV, this MV takes place afterwards. In this MV we can see Olivia Hyes struggling with opening her eyes and overcoming her fear of leaving Eden, just to meet Jinsoul, and with her help she reaches Earth, where she meets Heejin, who is wearing an outfit that looks quite similar to the Sonatine outfit. So it would make sense for this to play out after the Love4eva MV, in which Olivia seems to be unaware of the horrors of Eden, as well as her not really wanting to follow her members to Earth. So since this takes place after the Love4eva MV, we can deduce that Olivia Hye followed her members to Middle-earth through the dark forest that is in Eden, that connects Earth and Eden. But unlike the other members, she did not partake in the fruit and opened her eyes. So she got lost and ended up falling into the depth of Middle-earth instead of ascending to Earth, unlike the other members. This would also nicely explain why Olivia Hye starts this MV on the ground and makes her way up this building that does look somewhat like the building we can see in Yves' new MV, that presumably is in Middle-earth. So let's get to the analysis part to elaborate on this theory. Also, to make this easier on my part, I will refer to Olivia Hye by Olivia in this analysis. The MV starts off with Olivia laying on a mattress that has a lot of feathers around it. So what are feathers symbolizing? Well, they can be a symbol for wisdom, awareness, power, but also freedom or a spiritual connection to a guardian angel or another spiritual idol. Of course, they are also a nice symbol for a fallen angel, since they lose their wings before being thrown out of heaven. But I feel like this is a combination of all of these symbols. Olivia has fallen from Eden, and the feathers being white also shows that Olivia is still innocent and pure in the eyes of Eden, while she actually isn't all pure, seen in her stockings being black, unlike their stockings in Eden. But the feathers also symbolize how Olivia is finally freed from the oppressive Eden, and how she will gain consciousness in this MV through eating her assigned fruit and opening her eyes fully. And they are a connection to her guardian angel, Jinsoul. Now onto the other things that surround Olivia. Behind her there is a big machine that is connected to the claw machine from Yves' new MV. And there's a barrel in the back with the logo of Shell. And while Shell is known for their gas stations, which would kind of fit well into this factory building since some of these machines might be running on fossil fuels, I also feel like it fits well since a shell lives in the water, and Olivia fell from Eden down to Middle-earth and meets Jinsoul. Jinsoul, who is associated with water and aquatic life. So this is double meaningful. Olivia has now entered the realm of Jinsoul, also seen in this shot where you can see that there seems to be water on the bottom of this pit. This also is kind of underlined by the usage of red and blue light in the whole MV. The colors of Kimlip and Jinsoul. We see the claw machine from Yves' MV, and after this, presumably Yves letting go of Olivia's hand. Why Yves? Well, the claw machine was used by Yves in the new MV, and she pulled plushies of the members' assigned animals out of the claw machine. So I'm guessing that this is a metaphor for her pulling members out of their realms to Middle-earth. And so she also tried to pull Olivia out of Eden, symbolized by Olivia being scared of this claw machine. Yves letting go of Olivia's hand is also symbolized by Yves looking down at Olivia in this scene. She seemingly didn't want to abandon her, otherwise she wouldn't be looking out for her, would she? Now that Olivia has awoken, she is looking around and seems to be confused. Now, the machine in the building is associated with the claw machine from Yves' MV. This is another interesting hint at the fact that everything we see in these solo MVs is through the eyes of the members. While Yves sees herself as a savior and doesn't take their exiting of Eden too serious, symbolized by the claw machine being just a fun game and Yves looking happy and confident, Olivia sees this machine as a big, clunky monster of a machine. She was really scared of the other members, and them leaving her alone was the only reason why she followed them in the first place. Of course, she wouldn't see Yves as a savior, but as some type of oppressor, since her methods aren't too dissimilar to Eden's methods. You don't want to do this? Well, I will make you do it. You don't want to come with me? Well, then we are going to leave you all alone and you will never see us again. Yeah, Yves is not the nicest leader, even though she does all of these things with the right intention in mind. The ends justifies the means, I guess. This is also underlined by the lyrics, in which Olivia describes someone she likes that turns on her, but ultimately makes her stronger by making her start to depend on herself and loving herself. Your facial expressions towards me turned cold at some moment. I wanted to despise you, but my heart wouldn't let you go. All the petals of the flowers that bloomed in my heart fall. At the edge of the darkness, on the way home after sunset, that's where I saw the moonlight. From now on, I'll love myself instead of you. I'll live on. Take another step to hold myself and give myself all. Love myself today, let you go today. Well, Yves excluded and left Olivia behind. She showed her the cold shoulder, and Olivia tried to hate the members for being like this, but she was unable to. She could only hate Eden for making her friends turn on her, for being loyal to Eden. But then she meets the moon, Jinsoul. I mean, if Jinsoul and Cherry are darkness and light, black and white, then they would also be night and day / moon and sun. So yeah, she meets the moon and gets the confidence to start loving herself instead of building her self-worth on other people, and she becomes independent. Now we see Olivia seeing red. While seeing red is associated with fear, anger and rage, seeing red is also a symbol for passion, high energy and love. So yeah, she is angry in this MV, but she's angry at what Eden made her do. It made her lose her friends and made her scared of following her heart. Now that she is abandoning Eden, she is angry, but most importantly, she realizes that following your heart and being independent can make you stronger and help you to accept yourself and love yourself. We can see a lot of black and white scenes and flashing scenes, and I feel like they underline Olivia's feelings in this MV. She is torn up inside and is so unsure what to do without anyone telling her what to do or where to go. She was scared of being all alone without her members and followed them, just to end up in Middle-earth all alone and scared. So was it the right decision to leave Eden? When she is reaching up for the light, does she see Eden or Earth at the end of the light beam? However, now she starts to climb up this building to reach the light at the end of the tunnel. That's where I saw the moonlight, as Olivia goes upstairs. Inverted colors revealing that the stairs are in Jinsoul's color, so she is going to meet the moon. Next is a cassette in Kimlip's color, with the background being blue. Someone eating a cherry. This scene appears later on in the MV, and it reveals that this is Jinsoul. The claw machine from Yves' MV, and something that I didn't mention this far, but the background of the claw in this MV is red, and in Yves' new MV, she takes out the owl plush. So could it be that Yves assigned Kimlip the role of dragging Olivia out of Eden and through Middle-earth, symbolized by the claw machine, and Jinsoul thought about a more humane way, by giving Olivia the chance to make her own decisions to exit Eden and to ascend to Earth? It would somewhat explain all of the red and blue scenes, since then not only would there be two sides fighting in Olivia, but there would also be two sides of the Odd Eye Circle unit fighting. Now flashing lights that could be interpreted as the scene from Jinsoul's MV, where the cameraman is running away, the machine that Olivia sees the claw machine as, what seems to be Jinsoul, and someone burning. Olivia to be exact. Since she loves herself from now on, her old self is being burned. She sheds her old self. After climbing up, she is now at the same point Yves was at earlier. Olivia is outgrowing herself. What is really interesting in this MV is the fact that there are black and white scenes that look a lot like the scenes in YYXY Love. So maybe Olivia, just like the other circle members, has yet to open her eyes. She is reaching out for the sun but cannot ascend yet since she hasn't opened her eyes. Another association with the other circle members is this effect that was used in the album preview for Max and Match. And I mentioned in the Sweet Crazy Love analysis that there were scenes of blood running down a hand, and in this one we see the blood running and a sink with blood all over it. before a wolf opens its eye. So we know that Olivia somewhat opened her eyes, but not fully yet. So the wolf only opens one of its eyes. Now Olivia morphs to Yves, Chuu, Gowon, and Olivia from the front. In a way, they are still connected by their past and by their current journey. They all have to overcome their hardships and accept themselves before being able to love themselves and create a better future for themselves. Olivia's assigned animal is a wolf. They are associated with loyalty, since they have strong bonds, but also wisdom, intelligence, and a strong connection to the supernatural. In a way, this loyalty was also the thing that separated her from her friends. She was left behind and had to understand that her loyalty took on the wrong shape, since she was loyal to Eden but not to her friends. But she is still connected to them after all, and she is also closely connected to the other circle members. Now Jinsoul shows up by removing an earbud from someone's ear. This possibly is just a metaphor for Jinsoul speaking to Olivia by opening her ears in a way. Interestingly, we see Jinsoul and Olivia with the same light flashing effects that were also used for Cherry's MV. In Cherry's MV, I explained how this shows her color mixing and matching with the other circle members' colors. And in this MV, I feel like a similar thing is happening. Through Jinsoul talking to Olivia, they mix and match. They have a connection and influence each other. This lightness is something that Olivia didn't expect from herself, but it is a part of her and of her color spectrum. She lightens up her own life and mixes with Jinsoul. A can with the sun of the afternoon in it, a reference to swallowing the afternoon sun from Jinsoul's MV. The afternoon sun seemingly being a cherry, which Jinsoul now eats. The swallowing of the afternoon sun is a symbol for eclipses. In a lot of cultures, eclipses were explained by someone eating the sun and bringing darkness to the world. In this case, though, I would say that eating the sun is a sign for enlightenment. Like the other YYXY members who, after eating their fruits, come to the conclusion that they have to exit Eden, is a reference to Adam and Eve eating the forbidden fruit of the knowledge of everything and having to leave Eden behind. Eating the sun gives you the knowledge of everything, and it gives you consciousness. It being described as a sin makes sense if we see it through the eyes of the YYXY members. Of course, Eden would describe it as a sin, since they want to oppress the members. Them gaining the knowledge of everything and noticing how badly Eden treats them would be contrary to what they're trying to achieve. So Eden teach the YYXY members that opening your eyes and gaining knowledge is something bad. Jinsoul singing for the sin of swallowing you, you get bigger and bigger, beautiful you. You're me, now I'm you. This describes the process of eating your assigned fruit and meeting your true self. This is similar to the way it is being described as in the One and Only MV. After meeting their true selves, they can start to love themselves and leave Eden behind for good. If we take a closer look at the cans around Jinsoul, we also notice that these cans filled with the afternoon sun are the assigned fruits of the members: apple, pineapple, and cherries. And if we take a closer look at the label on the can Jinsoul is holding, which we can see clearly in the Loona TV episode 332, we can see 12 Black Street Supplies, established 2016, Tint Fear, 12 of course being a reference to Olivia being the 12th member, but also the fact that Loona has 12 members, and established 2016 because this is the year in which the Loona project started, and this Tint Fear is a reference to an actual product. These cans contain something terrifying. And in Olivia's case, the fruit that is contained in these cans can kick you right out of Eden, so this would of course scare Olivia, since she never really wanted to leave Eden. Now we can see the mattress again, and this time the feathers are red. And later on in the MV we can see how she was laying on this mattress with the red feathers all along. So while it seems like this is a reference to how Olivia has changed throughout her journey, it actually shows us how this impure rebellious side was already part of Olivia all along. While Eden sees her as pure and innocent, she actually wasn't so innocent to begin with. When she followed the other members into the forest and entered Middle-earth, that already was rebellious. But Olivia can only notice this rebellious side of herself after she talked to Jinsoul and noticed how she was already stained with the thought of freedom. In Eden's eyes, she is not pure anymore after gaining consciousness and staining yourself with the thought of rebellion. So she defied Eden even before the MV started. She just didn't notice. And when she noticed, it was symbolized by her eating her assigned fruit, a blood plum, opening her eyes fully on her own accord. Plums are a symbol for patience, resilience, hope, and specifically in the Bible, fruit is a sign of blessings. So a plum can be a symbol for good fortune. And all of these aspects fit Olivia quite well. But I would also say that the plum being a blood plum has some significance to it as well. Blood is seen as something impure. You know, some people think that a woman bleeding once a month is a punishment from God, since Eve was the one to disobey him by eating the forbidden fruit. So yeah, Olivia Hye is stained by her blood plum, symbolized by the blood we see many times in the MV. Again, we can see blood, a wolf's teeth in red, Olivia biting her lip, Olivia's eyes, a wolf's yellow eyes in red, flashing lights, Eve holding Olivia's hand and letting her fall, someone burning, and then we can see Olivia confronting herself. She meets her true self. She embraces herself, and only when she becomes this new self is she able to ascend to Earth. Now Olivia's eyes are shining in a red light. We can literally see her having a red vision. I feel like this is just another hint at the fact that Olivia has opened her eyes now and is quite angry that Eden withheld so much information from her. Again, Eve letting go of Olivia's hand. She lets her down, just like she did with Chuu, for her to find her own way and to become confident in herself. This is kind of a full circle moment. Olivia was let down by Eve so that she can outgrow herself. We see this journey and then we see a flashback to the beginning. Eve letting go of her, the pit of water she was dropped into, before seeing how much she has grown after eating her assigned fruit and becoming her true self. This contrast is also shown in this scene. Olivia stands on the rooftop on Earth, while we see a wolf plush representing Olivia being dropped by the claw machine of Eve. And Olivia singing about loving herself while we can see her washing blood off of her hands, as if this is a flashback to her time in Eden, where she tries to hide her impureness as good as possible. Now, this is something that is pretty difficult to notice, but this seems to be a picture of Eve with the effects of the odd eye circle mix and match photo effects over it. Again, showing us how much Eve meant to Olivia's journey to finally open her eyes and start loving herself, instead of trying to hide herself. Next, she uses a lighter to burn a swan plush, representative of Eve, and how Olivia lets go of her grudge towards her. She lets her go today, you know. Since Olivia's emotion is anger, this is a really important part of her journey. To overcome her anger of the people that want the best for her, she instead has to be angry at the people that don't want her to become a better person. And so she burns down the bridges to these people, in particular the bridge towards Eden. She is also burning the tape. To me, this feels like she is burning her so-called fate. Like a cassette tape can only repeat the same thing, and Olivia wants to break free from her confinements, so she burns the tape. She burns what was supposed to be her future, in order for her to create a new one. She's burning her uniform, and the can of the afternoon sun is now empty. She ate the afternoon sun, the blood plum, to be freed from Eden. She is leaving her old life behind, so she literally burns her old self. Olivia with her black torn stockings being all in red, symbolizing the flames of passion that were ignited in her. And Heejin with her white Sonatine outfit in a cool blue light contrast each other nicely. Now the first and last member of Loona are connected. I feel like this new burning passionate side of Olivia is similar to Gowon's blonde hair self. They both were able to channel their assigned emotions into something more positive. Gowon was hopeful for the future without actually changing anything for the future to become better. Olivia was angry at everyone, even at her members, but couldn't see how Eden was the reason for everyone turning their backs on her. Now that they both overcame their shortcomings, they are stronger than ever. And Olivia becoming freed because of her own will is a really strong message. She is burning the mattress she comforted herself with, in a way symbolizing burning her connections to Eden, which is the only thing she has ever known and is the only comfort in her life. She confronts herself with these harsh truths and overcomes them by loving and believing in herself. It is kind of interesting that Eve's solo is all about her overcoming herself and becoming a new or better version of herself. Chuu's MV is about her affection towards Yves and how she strives to be more like her, and Gowon has to face herself to start loving herself and to become more confident in shining from within. In a way, they all rely on other people, which makes them dependent. Yves needs for others to have faith in her and to see her as their leader. Chuu wants affection from Yves and strives to be more like her. Gowon hopes for the other people to solve her problems, but wants no part in changing things. And Olivia just wants to stay in Eden with her friends. Since Eden told her what to do for her entire life, she doesn't really see anything wrong with following their lead. She becomes angry with the other members because they want to change the status quo, and so she becomes angry with them rather than with Eden. They all have to confront these emotions and feelings, and only then they can become better people, by confronting themselves and outgrowing their old selves. So this was my analysis of the Egoist MV. And next week we're going to look at the YYY subunit as a whole and the Love4eva MV. I really have some quite interesting theories to come, so stay tuned. And if you like this video, you can like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.